in some cases, cities that have failed coming out of the manufacturing proposition are now valued by just having such a capacity in their municipality. And we don't have one in Pontiac, but the Ottawa Towers has one, if you can believe that. Both towers have this capacity. And the value of that is that people will move from places that don't have it, especially young corporations, just for that capacity to be available to them. And it runs at 1 gigabyte, and I think that's important to include. So not only is it a fiber optic connection, it runs at 1 gigabyte speed.
Okay.
Which is an incredible fast.
I don't know what 1 gigabyte means to the average person, right?
Okay.
I know what it is because you told me what it is.
Right.
So how do we say like record speed or like top speed?
Well, that's a good question. How would one describe that so that the average person would recognize it?
It's not just high speed, it's special.
Yeah, it's ultra high speed.
Ultra high speed. How about that?
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Ultra high speed.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking through, I mean, I have some talking points buried somewhere that has more of the asset aspects of
6 acres of plaza. No.
This tower also has a kitchen, a Class A kitchen. And what that means is it can serve 2,500 people. The entirety.
2,500?
2,500.
Okay.
Okay, and that's significant because of what it means is it can feed both towers, the workers. And I think another part of this is the fact that when we talk about the Ottawa Towers as an innovation district, and we talk about anchor tenants, they have the state of Michigan as an anchor tenant. I think that's important, because you can't get much better of an anchor tenant than the state of Michigan. Now, what they do within the context of that tower, well, that's a different discussion, but nonetheless, as an anchor tenant, the state of Michigan is pretty solid. And it represents several hundred jobs. I think something to that effect should be bulleted. New jobs.
Could be home to
Right.
thousands of new jobs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give you an idea of the investment versus jobs formula here in Pontiac, General Motors got a lot of PR more recently over the last couple of months for having put in $124 million worth of renovation to powertrain and the engineering side of their equation here in Pontiac that still exists. And of that $124 million would have produced 116 jobs, none of which were open. They were already jobs that they'll be moving people from as opposed to new jobs. So it's just a thought there. 124 million nets, almost 0 jobs. And here we're advocating for not quite such a deep investment, and we're already talking about several hundred jobs. Most of them, if not a good deal of them, will be new jobs. And again, I think these are the underlying foundational elements that speak volumes about the asset that represents. That also, the backstory is, well, how come this isn't happening? Well, because it's been prevented from happening. which gets back to that original story, you know, of the damaged proposition. But I think we ought to keep this just on the positivity side.
Yeah, we're gonna have, and just to like zoom out, we're gonna have like a couple bullet points, you know, like we can't really get too deep into it.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna use Innovation District at the top and have the rendering. I'm gonna say the assets of Ottawa Towers, bullet points, 8 floors, 180,000 square feet of open office space, ultra-high-speed fiber optic infrastructure, Class A kitchen that can serve 2,500 people.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Future,
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think through here.
Oh, wait, she had one more.
Yeah, sorry.
Future.
future home to thousands of new jobs.
Perfect. Right?
And then
No?
I want to say, like, imagine
I
the
think you need to
possibility.
say several hundred, not thousands.
Okay,
Several hundred,
home to 100.
yeah, several hundred.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I want to say, imagine the possibility, high-tech startups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incubators, accelerators, those all point up to that statement about what an innovation district is. Which, and I don't think we should miss one of the key elements of an innovation district with regards to anchor tenants and colleges and universities.
Yep.
And the reason that's important is on the 24th of September, we're scheduled to have the mayor and the president of Oakland University, which is leading an initiative in Pontiac called OU Pontiac. They're coming on a special visit with reference to the Pontiac Moving Forward initiative and the OU Pontiac initiative on behalf of the federal government. And they're visiting potential economic development hotspots in Pontiac. And I will say to you, they're not going to any other places that are going to be hotspots. They're going to HP, Hewlett-Packard. They're going to
M1.
Concourse, which is a condominium facility for
Cars.
Dream Cruise cars, and I'm not sure of the other venues, but needless to say, coming to the Ottawa Towers is the spot. And so we'll have an opportunity to press something in their hand as they're leaving. I expect they'll be there for 25 minutes. They'll get a tour, take them upstairs. I'll take them out on the second level and so forth and so on out on the Phoenix Center, and they're gone. But what we leave in their hand is what they'll walk away with. So if we can just mention something about colleges and universities, what could we say?
I think we can just say colleges and universities. So I'll add that too. Imagine the possibilities, high-tech startups, incubators, community gardens, colleges and universities.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. I think I have what I need for that.
Okay.
Done. So I'm going to move Monica's quote there. I'm going to move Amir's quote to the entertainment district portion, and then slide Mary Pedala down. So what I'll have on those, like right now where we have the 6 people, 6 quotes, those white panels at the top are going to be empty. And I'm going to add text there that says, join the conversation. What future do you see for Ottawa Towers? And then we'll have the quotes below.
And what will Monica's, yeah, that's good. What will Monica's quote be?
Monica's quote is going over to the new Innovation District tab. And I'm going to leave her quote as is, unless, I think it's right on message.
Okay.
Well, unless you want me to change it at all.
You mean you're going to have it on the, about the Phoenix Center, or about the Ottawa Towers. You're going to have then her quote there, and then you're going to have her repeat that quote?
No, she's moving those
I'm just going to have
around.
it in one place. I'm going to pick it up from where it is now and drop it on the new tab that we're doing about Innovation District.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
That's fine.
And then on the front, I'm going to change the photo so it's a photo of the towers and the Phoenix Center.
Is that good?
And I am going to have it say the future of work and play in Pontiac.
Okay?
Does that sound right?
And yes, that's
Okay.
that's on the entertainment, right?
Right now I'm talking about the front cover.
Front cover, okay. And it's going to say what again? I'm sorry.
It's going to be the photo of Ottawa Towers with the Phoenix Center there.
Right.
It's going to say the future of work and play in Pontiac.
Okay,
How about imagine the possibilities?
okay. So you're not going to say Ottawa Towers on it,
No, I think we just have the photo there.
okay?
Unless
All right.
the photo's
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great. Then the one other piece that we need to talk about is the entertainment district page.
okay. So we were thinking
And I have,
that format suggests, you know, a vertical picture.
say that again?
Well, it suggests a vertical picture, but we have a horizontal formatted picture.
We'll let the designer figure it out. I think he can do it.
Okay. I think it would be great if it published, vertically, but as a horizontal picture.
And they're gonna put Amir's quote in here.
Oh, they're going to put Amir's quote on there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. He'll figure out the crop then. Okay. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
putting mine with the Innovation District and Amir's on the Entertainment District.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good.
Okay, and then the only thing that I need is some text for the entertainment district. So,
Text for the
we say like, Ottawa Towers and the Phoenix Center are centrally located in downtown Pontiac.
Yeah, and you should speak to its relationship to the entertainment district, because
Yeah.
the Phoenix Center is the barrier to the entertainment district. In other words, the way Saginaw runs up to the Phoenix Center is a dead end. Okay, and we should somehow convey in that text
It's also
the
transportation.
spillover to the entertainment district. I mean, it's a natural, if you think about it, Crowfoot, Electricity, Mustang James, and Tonic, and Erebus are 5 vehicles of entertainment, three of which of the 5 are operational. The other 2 are sitting right now. And the Phoenix Center sat as its own entertainment proposition. So what we're really trying to do in this is to wed the well-recognized Phoenix Center entertainment with the outstanding array of businesses devoted to entertainment as its own district. So the text, in the way in which you fashion it, should kind of attempt to convey that everyone will recognize, just the Phoenix Center alone, it's all about entertainment, even though it was never intended to be, and it speaks so little of what the Phoenix Center actually is. That's what everybody recognizes it as having been, unless one was 15 years ago or 20 years ago, being some of the first people to actually access it as a community magnet, as a community center. But that all went away when the city took it over. And it just became that amphitheater. So I don't know quite how to get that into something meaningful.
Okay, I think I have the pieces here.
Okay?
So I'm going to use the photo that Monica sent me. We're going to move Amir and his quote to this page. Here's the text that I have. Ottawa Towers and the Phoenix Center are centrally located in downtown Pontiac. The Phoenix Center is the gateway to Pontiac's entertainment district. It could provide parking for downtown businesses, clubs, and restaurants. The Phoenix Center has hosted many popular community events in the past, including concerts and activities around the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Awesome.
And we need to say something about the future.
Yes, that's perfect. And then you could speak to, in the future, it could play a deeper role in placemaking as part, no.
No, we should pray.
Like Campus Marsh just serves now.
Can you send that to us somehow?
Yeah.
So
we
that
might
we
need
can
to
mull
play
over
with
it for an hour or two?
Yep.
Just so we can have it in front of us and we can play with it and we can better understand it and see if there's anything that we can add to it
about
simply
what
or
it can be in the future.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think what you have is great.
Yeah, perfect.
And it's good to go, but let's examine it and see if there's a word or two that we can add that connects what they understand, as you stated, and yet what still is possible to unfold here.
Okay.
The community's forgotten that the Ottawa Towers in its origination and the associated Phoenix Center was intended to be a community driver. They've never experienced this. They're not aware of that. They haven't been here, and we need to be speaking to them through this. What you have does that, but let's see if we can't find something that also brings them to the moment about the possibilities of the future.
Okay. Future of the Phoenix Center.
And everyone knows the Crowfoot, and to some degree electricity as well, and certainly Erebus. So that's all good stuff.
Okay, great. I'm going to send you guys this text that I have.
Okay.
You'll see like the very last section about the future is kind of like a ... So
Okay.
that's where hopefully we can come up with a few things. It's not going to look like very much text in the email that I sent you, but once it's laid out, I think it will look right. So we just need to add like one or two, finish those two sentences, and then I think we're in good shape.
Awesome. So let's talk about the flyer in a moment, okay?
Sure.
So as it sits, it's outstanding, and we had envisioned a little insert card kind of thing as opposed to a flyer. But I think a flyer is good because we have a lot of businesses and we have a lot of word of mouth going on, and mostly through churches and organizations and so forth. And we're playing kind of a double-edged sword strategy here. We don't want 5,000 people showing up because we can't handle 5,000 people. And yet we want 1,000 to 2,000 showing up, and we have to figure out, okay, do we have enough word out there? So we know we have at least 3 or 4 churches advocating from the pastoral level and valid members of the congregation. So we know that's in pretty good shape. Last year, Blair fired something out through Frank Russell's newspaper, local, small, but everyone in town reads it. And I would say we do the same thing, with the exception that I don't think we want 5,000 people there. Okay.
So how many people did you have last time?
About 200.
We had a couple of hundred, but it was really rushed, and it was totally word of mouth. And Frank Russell's paper really paid off in that fashion. So we have.
From my experience in planning events, I personally wouldn't be concerned about, like, approaching the 5,000 number.
Okay.
I think that setting 2,000 for a goal and getting 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
I hope we have thousands, and it's really awesome.
Right.
But from my personal experience in event planning and getting people to turn out, I don't know how many people will come, and I wouldn't sweat it too much. I would go all out.
Right.
And,
So
push this out in any way we can. And then I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong and you guys have like 3,000 people and don't know what to do. I mean, in the best way possible, right? But from my experience, I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Okay. Here's a backstory for you. The population of Pontiac's 50,000. And not much moves them, okay? But when you talk about the 8 schools, that moves them. Because what you're doing is you're talking about something that's right next door to them, in places that there's nothing else. And they're all waiting for the word on that. So we're talking about the Ottawa Towers here, we're talking about the Phoenix Center, and 8 schools in their communities. That's a very, very powerful draw. So just so you know, probably on the 8 schools alone, you would have a powerful draw. This is a free event, okay?
Yep.
And the churches are pushing this as the catalyst for community development. I mean, we're talking about economic development. They're talking about community development. And between the two of them, you've captured some imaginations. So I'm just making you aware as best I can of some of the backstory going on. And we haven't mentioned the 8 schools in any of this, are we?
We were gonna talk to Jen about a potential bullet point in the bullet points on the flyer.
On the flyer, right.
Of topics.
Here's why this is important. Those 8 schools probably represent more value to this community than Ottawa Towers and the Phoenix Center. And I'm talking about true sustainable value to the community. Certainly, economically, Ottawa Towers and the Phoenix Center drive a much, much larger proposition. But none of it will be sustainable without a successful education community. And we have one of the worst in the state. Well, we're right up there with Detroit Public Schools. So I know how touchy an item this is with Michael as well. That wasn't their original intention. The purchase was not about education. The purchase was about parking lots in the event the Phoenix Center litigation failed. But right while they were doing that, it changed, in that it wasn't going to be destroyed. So I know they're carrying them, but they won't carry them. They're good businessmen. It's part of why I wanted to get his insights about this, and I still want to get his insights. But let's make the cases that should be made, and if he wishes to soften that, we will. And so I think on the flyer somewhere we need three additional, or one additional line, or 3 additional bullets, however you look at it, however it works for you.